Alright guys, and welcome back to today's video from Farmer Scoobs. Let's start off this video by saying if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, and if you have a quick second, throw me a quick comment. Today's video is all about servicing my Jeep. I've it pulled in at the doors, so look at. We'll go through it all. I've edited it as best can. Just if you can think of anything yourselves for the next time round that I do it that makes it a bit easier, yeah, throw it in the comment section below. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed.
Service my own way. It won't be a way that a lot of other people would know how to do the service. We've got oil filter here, our filler cap, naturally enough, and our dipstick is here, right? So what I'm going to do is, if it does let me do it, I have a vacuum, and I'm going to vacuum the oil out of the sump. I'm going to loosen off this, let the oil go down out of the filter. We'll vacuum the oil out, and then before we're finished off, at least I know I'll have the big gush of oil gone out of it. I'm just going to drop the drain plug out of it, which isn't a big job. So I'm going to grab my vacuum. Up along here, down here, and it's actually filling away there quite nicely. I don't know, I remember back, will this hold the whole lot? Over 8 litres to come out of it, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it. While that's just sucking out the oil there, I'm hoping it's going to get it all out of it. We'll drop the plug at the very end. At least the main brunt of it will be gone out of the engine anyway. So we're just going to loosen off. I just want to let as much air into the oil thing as possible. And while that's doing that, oh yeah, that oil, it is manky. Manky. That's still draining away there anyway. I'm going to try get this up here without making as little mess as possible. Much mess. As little mess as possible. Scoop it up. Now we'll take it away. Draining away nicely there now. I'm going to do a quick Google on this in a second just to see how many litres this holds. But as you can see, you can probably see a little trickle in there. It's trickling away nice and handy. I don't know how many litres it holds. So now that was it, we took that out. Look. That's it full. Now I think, if I'm not mistaken, it should be all gone out of it now. I'm just going to fire back in the dipstick. There should be nothing on this when it comes back out. Very little. But I will drop the drain plug. I had said that I was going to stay away from the bottom of it. The main thing is to get the massive majority of oil out of the sump, which is what it did. That's nearly it all. I doubt there's even a cap full of oil down in the sump at the minute. But I will drop it anyway. And I'll just get a small tray to put underneath it. And give you an idea where we are. So there is our sump plug. Nice and handy. So here we are now, just getting ready to change out the filter. Normally it's just grab it. I'm just going to pull that up. And we have our new filter is just going to slide down over that, just clip into place. Now there is a rubber seal here, and there is a new one. To get this one off, the easiest thing I always do is just grab a Stanley blade, and just stick the Stanley blade in behind it, and just grab it sure to work it until it comes off or breaks, one or the other. And then we'll just fit the new one down. Walk it down onto it. This looks a lot dirty. This looks dirty now, but look at, there's not much we can do about it. It's just practical. That's why I'm wearing the gloves today. Walking it down until the seat's in. Seat's in right there. Job done. I'll just get a rag now and we'll just clean off any excess oil that's around the cap. And on the hands. So we'll just take a small bit of oil off the old filter and rub it round on that rubber seal. When that goes back on, it'll tighten in. That's just going to pop back down in here. As they do say, hand tight is good enough. My hands now are rank. What I do is I just seat it back down with the socket. That's it. Job done. As I said before, quick rub off any excess oil left on the cap. And when we top it up with oil, we'll just start it up and we'll let it take over for a couple of minutes and just check, make sure that there's no leaks anywhere. It shouldn't be. Now, pop it in there. Straight off the bat, this 5 litres is going all in. Pour a bit in. Just keep an eye on it. We don't go over it. Saying when you search it up on the for the reg on the Max Oil website, it says 8 litres exactly. So that's exactly what I'm going to put in. I'm going to put in exactly 8 litres. Start it up, let it tick over for a bit. Let it work its way around the engine and into the filter housing. Put the cap back on. I'm going to start it up and leave it ticking over. I just want to let the oil work itself in around the different bits and bobs. Just looking in around the oil filter housing. Make sure that there's no leaks coming in around that, and that looks good, nice and dry. And we've only one other place to check then, is down at the sump plug. So just moving on to the air filter. Lift out all these, there's a couple of screws, there's a couple of far ones down in there in the back. Might have to get an adapter for them. Not too bad. Oh, sorry. That bit done. Our fancy little cover.
Alright guys, so I just wanted to touch in with you. Still servicing the Jeep. We ran into a minor hiccup that I didn't realise until we had everything nearly put back together and the oil put in it, and was just going around doing a couple of checks, and I think I turned the camera off after I'd shown you around the oil filter, and I decided I'd go down on the ground and go underneath just to make sure that the sump plug was tight. Naturally thinking you would just think once you have the sump plug put back on, it's tight, blah blah blah. And I had noticed when I taken the sump plug off that the washer wasn't in great shape. You can just about see that there. That's what it sort of looked like when it came off. It wasn't as bad as that. You can see the ridge on it there. See that line, black line that's going around there on that? That's actually cracked, right? So, all the new oil in it, new filter in it, so on and so forth, and all had to come back out. Now, I didn't get it on camera because I'm sure you can well imagine that it was not in good humour. But I went into the local motor factors in a tad bit of a hurry, and we managed to, luckily enough, the only packet on the shelf that had copper washers sort of similar in size and thickness. I'd say they're probably a small bit thicker, but look, it doesn't really matter, and they're probably fractionally just a small bit smaller, but it's very, very minimal. Stuck it on, tightened it up as best can, put all the oil back into it. We have a litre of oil left out of 10 litres, so we didn't lose the whole pile. But needless to say, my great idea of taking the oil out with the vacuum, and I should have just left the sump plug alone, because literally barely any oil came out of the sump after that. I should have just left it alone and not bothered. I know for the next time not to bother going near it, but I just wanted to be sure that when I use the vacuum, because going by the videos I was watching on YouTube about using the vacuum, that vacuum is mine. It's belonged to my dad. He bought it a couple of years back when he put petrol into a diesel car, and we had to suck it all out. Great job for that. And for this little baby here, the 35, when I had to fix the diesel tank in it, we siphoned out all the diesel out of the diesel tank with it. And yeah, it's grand for them little bits and pieces. Took out all the oil out of the engine, and I just said, just sure to be sure, because in a couple of the videos that I watched last night, they actually dropped the sump plug afterwards, and just to be sure that there was no oil left in it. That's why I done it. I know for again not to do it again. There's no need to touch the sump plug now after this. If the next time round when I'm servicing it, it'll literally be just vacuum the oil out of it. Job done. I know that there's no oil left in it. If I just left it alone, we would have been sound. But I didn't. It is what it is. Anyone needs a sump plug for a Volkswagen Amarok, I've loads of them. But anyways guys, I'm going to run it back up on the two little ramps I'll show you here. So for anybody that's looking to do any sort of bit of home maintenance, I bought these because I need to do the diesel filter. Now I'm not actually going to get around to doing the diesel filter today over my time wasting, but anyone that's wanting to do a bit of home mechanicing, these things are legendary. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe how high up off the ground we actually get with them. Now mind you, I have the step here. I sort of done it in the wrong spot by right. I should have brought them ramps in here on the floor of the shed, and we ran it up here. It would have been way higher off the ground again, but it's high enough for what I needed to do. And the fuel filter, I can see if we can show you all the way back here. The fuel filter is there. That's the fuel filter. So that is my job for the next day. Well, right now, see, can I show you? That is our sump plug. No longer leaking. Where is it? I can see it on the phone. But we have solved that issue. Thank God for that. So, didn't get around to getting the tracks on either. Oops, maybe that wasn't meant to be for that video. maybe that's for the next video. So just in underneath here, I've this cover down. It just fell down when I took the screws out of it. It's just basically up in here. Now there does be a bit of dust out of these when they come out. There we go now. I might have it. There we go. And the best thing to do when you're taking it out is try not to shake it too much. It comes out a small bit at an angle. As you can see, it's full of dust and debris. Try not to shake it. There we go. Perfect. Just pop it up into place. It might fall down if you don't get the cap on it, but just get it seated in as best you can. Dust is a nightmare. That's pretty much it. You get your couple of two screws, that's all it is, 2 5mm screws. Just start them off. Where is my other one? Trying to get a focus, there we are. We have 1 screw here, another screw back here, 2 screws just to seat this back into place. And that is pretty much the bulk of the service done. So as I was saying, this here basically stops all the stuff from coming into the cabin. This one is absolutely manky rotten. It has dropped off a load of the sediment there when I opened the little compartment, so it was well due. Now, bar, like I said, the fuel filter, which I won't get done today because I'm short on time, but I will hopefully get that done tomorrow. Alright guys, we've got that there for today's video. It's a tad bit on the long side. I will edit it as best can later on. I'm back in the shed again with our banana, our yammer. Little sneak peek there as what's going on with that next. That'll be our next video. So as always guys, please like and subscribe and we'll catch you tomorrow.
You should have the beacons on. It's a necessity.